It is time to make an Asian style sweet potato. And it's not really an Asian recipe, but rather a recipe inspired by Asian flavors. The sweet potato is very popular in South Korea, quite popular in Japan as well. Let's begin the Zen Sweet Potato. Begin with some mayonnaise. We're making this amazing Japanese style mayo sauce. Some oil, some sesame oil, a good Japanese soy sauce. Don't use a Chinese one, although it's very tasty. It has too much flavor. Garlic, ginger, all of it grated. Some honey, and if the honey is way too hard, like the Scandinavian honey, you can always put it in the microwave oven. A neutral vinegar. I'm using rice vinegar, but you can use any vinegar, even distilled vinegar, or white wine vinegar. Mix it all up, bottle it, and store the bottle in your refrigerator for at least 12 hours, preferably 2 days, to make those wonderful flavors mix all up. Here's a sweet potato. Poke holes in it. I'm not really sure you need to do that, but that's what they tell you, so let's just follow the mainstream cook people. Wrap it in some aluminum foil and into the oven on about 200 degrees Celsius for at least an hour. I usually just keep it there for an hour and then turn off the oven and let it stay there for half an hour, or until the rest of the food is ready to serve. Did you know that you are most likely not from an English-speaking country, and that you don't find any other vegetable as sexy as the cucumber? I have sources for this, my own sources. Anyway, it is time for the stuffing. I have some sirloin steak here, and I'm chopping it up into tiny pieces. You could, of course, buy it minced, but minced meat has a different texture. For this dish, I want the texture of tiny cut beef, not minced. So cut it like this and like this, and then you just chop it up into tiny, thin pieces of steak. Now make sure the pan is really hot, and use a neutral oil that can handle high heat, so not an olive oil. It doesn't really work very well in high temperatures. Now a pear, a firm pear, chop it up thinly. A bell pepper, a red one and a yellow one, mostly just for the looks of them. Chop them up thinly as well. Garlic and chili. And as you can see, these little seeds are not what makes the chili really hot. It's this membrane over here, so remove that if you want a milder dish. Onion, chop that up as well. As you can see, I'm not really chopping this in any special way. It doesn't really matter if it's very finely chopped or somewhat finely chopped. And then shiitake mushrooms. Now shiitake mushrooms have this very special, distinct flavor, very Asian flavor. I'm associating them with Japanese flavors a lot, but they are grown in Sweden actually. Now, once the meat has a nice sear to it, fold in the vegetables, just like that. Yes, just like that. Now let it fry, and the vegetables will soften up. Some salt, and a tiny spoon of sugar, and the sugar will help the whole thing caramelize. Now the onions can caramelize on themselves, but the sugar helps out a little, and it also adds a little sweet flavor to it. Not too much, just a little, and it will turn out really, really well. Now the potato has been laying there for another half an hour or so after I turned off the oven. So a total of about 90 minutes, 60 minutes on 200 degrees and half an hour just laying there in the residue heat. And if a knife doesn't go right through the soft potato, then it's not soft enough, then you have to put it back into the oven. This one is perfect, a really sweet and wonderful potato. That's a wonderful, wonderful potato. I just love the smell and taste of a sweet potato. Look at that. Look at the potato. Scoop out some of the inside and set aside. We're going to use it in a little moment. Then stuff it with this nice stuffing and put the rest of the potato on top like this. And this is cilantro or coriander. Depending on where in the world you are, you probably call it coriander unless you're in the US. And if you don't like coriander, then you can use parsley instead, but I really like the flavor of coriander. Now, if you just try it like this, it will be good, but you will notice that something is missing. Of course, it's the wonderful Japanese style sauce, the dressing, the mayo. Drizzle it all over your potato like that, and you have a wonderful piece of food. You will love it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like that.